Within a quarter of an hour, the students of Gakugei University Senior High School in Tokyo arrive in groups. In Japan, everyone has to attend the 6-year elementary school, and everyone then graduates to the 3-year junior high school. Almost everyone, 95%, continues on to a senior high school, also comprising 3 years. Wave theory, interference, grade 12 physics at a very good school. Very good means that its graduates have good chances to get into one of the country's top universities. This is why it is also a school with a difficult entrance examination in English, mathematics, Japanese, science and social studies, all both written and oral. How important will science become for the future of the knowledge economy?
Science has different laws, which are both important for human life and which have given us humans the knowledge we have now. They have contributed a lot to the development of humanity. The 21st century is the information age, as they say in Japan. Therefore, the sciences are going to play an ever greater role in the future, especially in Japan, where natural resources are very scarce. This is why a law has been passed in Japan to promote science and technology.
Chemistry, grade 11. Oxidation and reduction. What role do electrons play in these processes? A small glass of copper sulfate. A nail is hung in the glass and a precipitate forms. A measuring device is connected to find out the direction of the current. 3 hours of chemistry per week, one entirely devoted to experiments. It is demanded by society, says Erimit, one of the students at the school, that we learn math and science. For this reason, she would also like to become a teacher, just like her role model, a former middle school teacher.
I study inorganic chemistry at the university. And the experiment I'm observing today is very good for me, since I will be doing a traineeship here at the end of September.
Lunch break. The school is attended by 500 girls and 500 boys. The same number of girls and boys participate in order to ensure equal chances, in science classes, for example.
Over the past few years, I have been observing the students very closely. In Japan, technology is very advanced. As a result, young people today have many virtual experiences, but no genuine real-life ones. Sometimes, during an experiment, students say that they are seeing this sort of thing for the first time in their lives. I find the loss of real experience at our school highly regrettable. What's important for me is that the students learn logical thinking and have the ability to observe a phenomenon from many perspectives.
Tokai University, Urayasu Senior High and Junior High School is located 60 kilometers from Tokyo. A private institution with 1,700 girls and boys in total. The entrance fee and tuition amount to €3,700 per year. The girls and boys of this school have taken part in PISA. Katsumi Sato teaches physics, chemistry and biology here. This graduating class of the 3-year middle school has 4 hours of science per week. One grade level higher, the 10th. The last biology assignment is being discussed. The topic was sexual and asexual reproduction. Those who did poorly receive extra assignments and special tuition. Nobody repeats grades in Japanese schools. Students of the same age remain in class together for as long as possible. What role does science play in the educational process?
We humans are also living things. We live together with animals and plants. That's why it is important to know the structure and behavior of other living things. In this way, we develop more respect for other life forms. And this I find to be very important in science education.
理解しておくという観点で教えています。
やっぱり現代社会で
In this society, science is necessary and indispensable. Of course, there is a noticeable tendency in young people to develop a strong interest in science, but they lose this interest when they grow up. Perhaps the image science has of being hard to understand is to blame.
そういう日本の社会はそういう感じだと思います。
The decisive turning point in the life of Japanese students is the entrance exam for the senior high school, and the teachers can certainly help them prepare, but they can't decide of their ultimate success and failure. For that reason, the teachers follow the educational career of their students as supportive figures in the background, rather than as the fearsome arbiters of their future. Japan's faculty rooms are not taboo for students. The teachers are available anywhere and at all times. The small apartments with paper-thin walls force the students both to prepare and correct their lessons at school. The faculty rooms simultaneously function as individual studies and dining rooms for the teachers. 20 hours of instruction per week, but all-day presence at the school from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon.
School played a large role in the modernization of Japan. The prestige of schools in Japan was high as a result, and much was expected of the teachers. This has changed in the last 20 years. There have been more and more problems, for example, school bullying and violence. Too much was expected of the students, and this had a negative impact on their education. Society expects teachers and schools to conform to societal changes.
The junior high girls and boys of Chugako bring their own lunch. The students of Kotogako, the senior high school, eat in the school cafeteria. A meal there costs between 1 and 4 euro. One of the basic school facilities in Japan is the sick bay, where there is a school nurse. 12th grader Kaigo suffers from a stomach ache. The nurse does a thorough check herself before referring the boy to a doctor. The interdisciplinary Finland project these students are working on includes culture, the environment, school life and social welfare in Finland. The pole of comparison is Japan. For example, what efforts come from their own country in protecting the environment? In the end, each working group produces its own DVD. An American comparative study reaches the conclusion that the superiority of the Japanese culture of learning is incontestable. From a Western viewpoint, it is surprising that, at least in groups, Japanese students clearly show superior problem-solving skills, and that their interest in learning is more pronounced than elsewhere. Also, fewer students complain about stress, depression and psychosomatic disorders in Japan than in Germany, for example, although Japanese students have longer school days and 33 more school days in the year than German students do.
Knowledge is important, but more important is the ability to make practical use of knowledge. Basic abilities like vitality are important in life. Discipline is one of these abilities. Too much knowledge with no discipline does not ultimately benefit a human being.
Japanese schools are organized as an all-embracing social space. School is life, and all of life is a school that forms the individual from the beginning to the end. It begins with the pride of belonging to a school. At all schools in this country, the numerous extracurricular activities are put on a par with knowledge-based instruction. This judo club is one of the best in Japan. Its members train here 6 to 7 days a week. Most of these judokas want to become teachers, police officers, or sports trainers. The National Institute for Educational Policy Research, very important for the Japanese Ministry of Education and the schools.
Japanese associate more than just knowledge and intellect with instruction, learning, and education. It's important to implement one's knowledge in daily life. This is why both morality and physical strength have to supplement knowledge. Academic education must pay close attention to this.
いうことが言えるかと思います。
And this is what it's about, the results of PISA 2006. A PISA science expert group analyzes the tests for 2006. The question now is how the results will be presented. Japanese people are looking forward to them, especially because it seems that in Japan, student interest is shifting from science to economics and technology.